Eyewitness News Traffic Watch.
It's been a month and a half since oil began gushing from that BP well in the Gulf of Mexico, and after numerous attempts to cap the well have failed, the Louisiana coastline continues to bear the brunt of the oil spill.
Local officials, area officials, and environmentalists have all asked for help from BP and the federal government and are frustrated with that slow response. Joining us this morning to bring us in on an update is Louisiana Congressman Joseph Gow. You were in a boat yesterday, Barataria Bay. We've heard from parish officials saying they had like 3 days where it wasn't there, but they saw that it was coming and said, BP, it's coming, BP, it's coming, BP, it's coming, yet there were no efforts to stop it. You were there yesterday. What did you see?
I saw oil in the bay. There were big patches of them, and there were no boats skimming the oil.
Were there boats out there?
There were none.
None.
There were none.
So you have a lot to say to the president today. If you have an opportunity to speak to him, are you going to be able to speak to him? Are you one of the people who will be discussing this problem with the president?
Yes, I will greet him as he arrives into New Orleans, and then I will also attend a closed-door meeting with the president.
What is going to be your message?
I believe I will focus on the long-term economic recovery of the area because so much concentration has been put on capping the spill and cleaning up, and we are neglecting the economic recovery issues, which will last for years.
And certainly a part of that, a lot of the news yesterday was about this moratorium on new drilling. There are some questions whether it's shallow water. The president says it's not shallow water, it's just deep water right now. But a moratorium on drilling for an area that is certainly so dependent on the oil revenues would be so detrimental to this area. Is that something you'll also talk to the president about?
I will. Based on what they have right now, anything beyond 500 feet would be considered deep water. And a lot of our drilling comes from rigs that are beyond 500 feet. So the moratorium is affecting the jobs and the economy of Louisiana, and that's one of the issues that we will discuss today.
And what are you hearing from your constituents now who've been affected by this spill?
They are struggling, they are suffering. I was at the seafood market in West Wego. Half the shops are closed. Those that are open are only open for 2 days a week when before they were open for 5. And people are just fearful. So that is the consensus that I've received from many of our people down here.
What about the sand burns? The state had wanted somewhere between 24 and 40. BP has agreed to pay for 6. When will it begin?
I believe that the construction should be able to begin as soon as possible because based on what I have received so far, BP has agreed to put into escrow $360 million for the sand burn constructions.
But that is just a small portion. And what would you like to see? Because they're talking about expanding it 100 miles.
Correct.
Do you think that's feasible?
I believe that it is feasible, and I believe that we should fight very hard for it because if you were to look at the oil slick, it will cover most of Louisiana coastlines. And
I want to get your reaction to the response from Tony Hayward that BP was not prepared for this. What do you say about that statement?
I believe that it is very disappointing that they have misled the public I guess for years now, because before they applied for this permit, they assured the MMS that they are prepared for any kind of devastation that might result from a deep water spill. And it's obvious that they are very inadequate, and we are suffering because of the inadequacy.
More indication of a clearer separation of MMS and these oil companies.
Exactly.
All right.
Congressman Joseph Gow, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Thank you.